This afternoon you find me at St Leonard's Church in Hythe, and boy have I got a dead interesting project to do. It was supposed to be overcast today. I think it will be a little bit later. I was hoping for overcast conditions because it goes with my theme or visual style of my project. So I'll probably shoot the inside of the church first. When I was at college studying photography, we were constantly being given projects or assignments. Having a project gave our photography purpose and focus. Part of the thinking was anybody can take one great photo. You can get lucky with an interesting moment or weather conditions. Having a great photo doesn't mean you're a great photographer, but having a great set of images from a project does. As a visual storytelling medium, having a set of photos makes sense. You're typically shooting for books or a magazine article, and you need a series of images to tell the story and to communicate what it is you want to say. And one of the first projects when we were at college was an assignment in a churchyard. The idea was to create a set of images that show the place, give a sense of place, and tell a little bit of story about the place for a fictitious book. From that set of photos, the idea was to choose one photo that would sum everything up and go on the front cover of this fictitious book. And it was a really fun project, and that's what I'm recreating again today, almost 40 years later. So the church I'm at is St Leonard's in Hythe. It originates from the 11th century, and it's home to one of only 2 remaining crypts in the UK. I think I'm going to start there first because, yeah, it's just too sunny right now, too bright to be outside. So I'm going to have a sneak peek at the crypt, and hopefully I can get some photos there. That's really the highlight of this church. And then I'm going to go inside and have a look around. By the time I've done all of that, hopefully it would be a bit more overcast. Now, where is the crypt? Down here. Now, when I was at college doing this project, and most of my projects, we were shooting black and white, which is convenient because if you've watched previous videos of mine, you know that black and white, from a personal photography perspective, that's my thing now. I've gone back to black and white. So today we are in black and white, and that's really appropriate for the theme, which is, well, I suppose, death. You know, we've got the crypt, we've got bones, we've got graveyard, so sort of dark and gloomy in black and white. I'm not going to be able to do any video inside the crypt, but I can take some photos. Well, that was very, very cool. It's very small, but it's packed with over 1,000 skulls and thousands of bones, and they originate from the 13th century. In the medieval times in Hythe, a number of graveyards were closed down, so the skeletons had to be dug up and they were stored here, and they've been here ever since. That was very interesting. The main stained glass windows that were constructed in Victorian times were blown out in the Second World War and replaced. And this church is one of the first that a lot of pilgrims came across in medieval times, came from Europe to make their pilgrimage to Canterbury, I think. And they've actually put graffiti on some of the pillars there. They've etched little symbols and things, and that's really interesting because I'm interested in pilgrimages in Europe, so I'm going to have to go back and study that a bit more. And I couldn't take any photos because it's behind perspex, sort of in the dark. So anyway, there's a big storm coming now, and it's starting to rain a little bit, but I did ask for it to be overcast, so my prayers have been answered. Must have been because I was in there. So let's see if we can get some shots outside here before we get wet. I'm going to have to end things here sooner than I had hoped because, yeah, bad weather is coming in and we're going to get wet very soon. When I say we, you're not, I am. A good project to do if you've got 2 or 3 hours to spare. Go somewhere that interests you and do a little photo story, a set of images, a project that capture the area, the essence of a place. It doesn't have to be a location, it could be a theme, something that you're interested in. It could be more of a conceptual project. Creating a body of work based around a project is just a really good way to become a better photographer. Oh, that weather's coming in fast and furious, so time to wrap things up. I'm going to try not to get wet because I didn't bring my rain jacket. So anyway, see you again soon.